I'm not going to push it right this second. I'm just going to try my best. Oh, here we go. I've got an echo button. See if that's better. Right. I'm persevering. But you can hear me twice now, can't you? So I just need to turn myself off. Right. Back to the card. So I've now got my my background. I do just want to see if you can hear that echo. Yes, the echo does seem to be better. I seem to be quite quiet. So I am just going to hit that volume button up. There we go. And see if, I wonder why this sound just suddenly went weird. Because it was okay, wasn't it? And then it wasn't. But now it's okay. So, back to the story. So, we've got the starting point of our background here, which is great. And I don't need this anymore, so we'll remove our silicone mat. And again, I am going to work on my setup for the lighting. So for those of you that perhaps watching this on a replay, I will try and mute and kind of dull out the horrible bit where there was some horrible noise. But those of you that are regular followers of Time for Tea will know that that I have been trying to do this for quite some time. I'm hoping that I could get that to zoom in, but it won't at the moment. Not to worry. But we've also recently had a new router put in, which has meant then, much to my dismay, that I have now, for some reason, lost the connectivity to my smart light. So my smart light I absolutely love because it allows me to have a really, really bright light in here, usually. And for some reason, since we've changed over, it's gone. The connection has gone, and I cannot, for the life of me, get it back. So, frustration mounts. So, moving on to our sentiments. So, I've got a number of really lovely big sentiments that I think would be really, really cool on our background. So the first one is the paper hugs, which I just think is a really cool sentiment, and it fills our background, which I really love as well. I also pulled out the hello sentiment and the hello sunshine sentiment because I think that goes really well. And we also have the big hugs, which, so I have already got one of these already die cut so that you can see what this looks like. Oh, and lots of little bits of it apparently. Put them back. Keep all of your scraps, I do. And then this one has got stuck to the back of my, oh no, it's got fully stuck. See if I can remove it without destroying it. There we go. So we could also have something like the big hugs. Obviously not in those colours, but the big hugs is also very, very cool. So let me just add this die back into the middle, because that will prevent anything else getting stuck to it. So if we're having a nice big sentiment like this, then I think we probably need a couple of characters. And I think I'm going to go possibly with the big hugs or with the paper hugs. So what characters shall we have? Let's have a little flick through. what we can have. Now, our little paper plane critters are very, very cute. They would look cute. Also, our little ducks. We have, I do think that our little pigs or our little all occasion critters are very cute. I mean, there's so many to choose from, to be honest. It's really, really tough to pick just one. Let's have a look. What else? We've got some beavers are super cute. And we've got some unicorns. I do think the beavers are very cute. Not done anything with the beavers for a bit. So many choices. Right, I'm going to stick with these choices for the moment and see which ones we like the look of. So I feel like my little ducks might be a little large for this scene, and the same for my paper plane critters. Although one in the plane would be very cute, we wouldn't be able to fit our sentiment on as well. So we need a smaller image, I feel. So we have our little piggies here, our hogs and kisses. So they're quite cute. And this little guy here on his little scooter, I'm inclined. I think him on his little scooter there, and then this little guy with the is that going to fit? Let's try the paper hugs. But it doesn't matter if they sit in front of it a little bit. So I think them there would be really quite cute, wouldn't they? Yes, I think that's what we'll go for. Decision made. So let's pop those back. And that means the big hugs can go back as well. So we'll keep that tidy. So let's have a see. I'll also put my stencil away after I threw everything across the room, knocking things off. Oh dear, the joys of live streaming, eh? So yes, do let me know if things have improved from a sound perspective, if anybody is available and watching and haven't all run away screaming because of the terrible noise that I made. So let's pop my paper hugs. So I will decide on the colour of that shortly. I do have some stamping card in a scrap pocket as well, which is very helpful because again I always end up with a few little scrap pieces. You can see I've already used this and cut this out, so I am going to use this little scrap here to do my two little pig images. So, and this is going to make for a really cute summary card, this one, I think. So let's pick that up. And I'm going to use some of my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. So, a few taps on there. And I'm going to use that microfiber cloth that we used earlier just to help me put a little bit of pressure down. And I think I will stamp that again just to get a really good impression. So a bit more ink on there. And away we go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. So, oh, I think that's in the wrong place. There we go. Righty-ho. So I'm going to use my chamois again clean off my stamps. If there's anybody else watching, it'd be lovely to hear from you. Just going to test the sound. So I can still hear myself and I don't seem to be making too much of a row. So that's good. So yes, so I appreciate anybody who did stick with me. But I understand if you didn't, because that was quite some noise. So let's see if there is any chance that maybe we can zoom in. Oh look, we're zooming. We're zooming. Excellent. So if we're zoomed in, I can hopefully, this is a decent enough picture for you to be able to see me doing a bit of colouring in. So I really love colouring in my my little pigs here, and I like my pigs to be pink. I like pink pigs. So I'm going to use an R20, the R21 and R22 here, because they are they're a good kind of warm pink. So I don't want them to be what's the word, like a neon pink. I want them to be quite natural pink. I don't suppose it is very natural, is it? But let me get a really pale pink. That's a good one. So normally my rule of thumb is to start with my palest colour first. So I was originally going to go with the R20, but I feel like he needs to be a little bit paler, so he's not quite so in your face pink. Because like I say, even though I do like my pigs to be pink, I don't want him to be too neon. So I'm going to give him a full coverage, both of my little piggies here, full coverage of this R00. Now the great thing about the Memento is that it does dry very quickly, and it's perfect for using with your alcohol markers. So I am able to just go straight over all of my lines here and add that first colour down there. And I'm going to go with actually something different. The R01. Because like I say, I don't want him to be too dark. So I'm going to add a bit more colour to his face with the R01, and I'm coming in from each side, and I'm leaving this palest bit in the middle. And I'm just going to add a little bit more pink to the bottom of his ears, to his back here, and underneath his chin, underneath here where the handle of the scooter is, and then at the back there. So most of the light is going to be around the centre of his belly there, and then this paw, nearly said paw, didn't I? It's more of a foot, is going to be in a bit of shadow. And then actually, while I've got the R01 out, I'll do the same here, and we'll just add a little bit of shading, again in the same sort of places. Because we're looking at these guys' faces head on, I like to keep the light in the middle. It just makes them look a little bit round. And then a little bit of shading underneath this coffee cup as well. I'll leave the tips of his toes and the outer portion of his foot there as the palest. So I'm going to blend this over with that R00 again. Sorry, I always hang on to the lids and don't show you what I'm doing, do I? That's better, isn't it? And do the same here. So just pop that over there. And that's all nicely blended in. So then my lightest shade of the original three colours that I selected is this R20, and this is going to really give us a bit of give him a little bit of a pink punch. So So where the shadows would be the darkest, underneath his ear flap there and around there, under his snout is going to be a bit darker, under his chin this is all going to be a bit darker, isn't it? And then probably down his back and the back of his legs, under his belly, and again the back of his legs under here, and this leg in the background. So you see he's starting to take a little bit of shape. And again we'll do the same here, and the same on this side, and under his snout and under each of his paws. So if you guys are watching this on a replay, which you probably are because I didn't tell anybody that I was doing this, I apologise for the poor sound at the beginning, but this for me so far has been a huge success. So I'm really excited that we're going to be able to do more of this, hopefully. I'm really, really keen to do that. So, so yeah, so we might be having a few more YouTube lives along with our usual Facebook lives that we do every Thursday. So we will still be doing a live on Thursday evening. This was just purely, just like I say, just a test for me to see if I could make it work. I've been given some help, so that was the RO one, I do apologise, by a friend of a friend who has given me some very useful help and advice on how to get this working. So so yeah, so this is very good, really good progress for me because like I say, if you've been following me for a while, you know that we've struggled so many times. We've got it up and running and then it's crashed, it's been slow, or the picture's not been good, and oh, it's been a bit of a challenge, I should say. So colour scheme wise, for I'm just going to bring in my background here just so that we can kind of see what colours we'd like to complement our background. So we're very much on the I suppose the end of the colour spectrum, if you like, or the rainbow, the green, yellows and blue end. So we could stay down that end, or we could go the whole opposite way, and maybe complement that with some opposite colours like oranges and purples maybe. But I'm torn. I feel like I might want to do this guy having maybe a bit of a nice cold lemonade. So should we do that in some nice yellows? And that would stay kind of on our colour scheme here, wouldn't it? So let's have a go at making some nice cloudy lemonade type of a look here. Let's see. So sorry, that was the Y000, and then I have a pale yellow here, which is the Y11. Let's try that to just yellow it up a little bit. And then for the top of his cup, I think I'm going to go with a blue, or a blue colour, I think. Let's try, this is really nice, B00, just complements our background a little bit, and I think I might use that potentially on the scooter. So let's have a look for the B01 as well, because again I don't want to totally and we can have a little green, I'm going to say a little green straw on there, and I might just add green around the edge there. That looks cute, doesn't it? I'm happy with that. So for the scooter, I think we'll go with the blue again. So we'll try and keep our colour scheme quite complementary, because we might go for a bolder colour on our sentiment. And I'm thinking possibly green might be a good option for the sentiment, possibly. So a bit darker around the feet here and around the bottom, around that edge. And we'll just add a bit of colour. Just kind of leaving a few highlights really to make it look like it's got a little bit of shape. And then for the wheels, I think I'm just going to go in with a bit of cool grey and just keep it really simple. So that was the cool grey 3, and we'll have some cool grey 5. Again, just to add a little bit of shadow, but keeping it real simple. Because these images are so sweet, you don't really need to do an awful lot to them to make them look super cute. So now we've got that, we can use the coordinating dies that come in the set to cut these out. So we've obviously got stuck. Excuse me. So we have our little guy on his scooter, which is very adorable. So what did I do with my washi tape? There it is. So let's just pop that on there. Excuse me, got a little bit of a cough there. Now then, is this the right one? No. No. Is this the right one? Yeah. So just lining this up with the outline. It's going to leave us a little tiny bit of an outline. So again, I'm just going to trim this down, because this one is going to be able to go into our little baby die-cutting machine, which doesn't make noise. So let's pop this in here. So I do hope that the audio and everything is going well and everything is okay, because it would be great to be able to say I've actually worked it out. So couple of stories for you that you might be interested in. Adventures at Time for Tea HQ this week. Rosie has been a little bit unwell. Rosie is our kitten, so not the cat that you heard earlier in the video who was making a noise. That's our old boy Clyde with the 3 legs, and is, bless him, quite the moany cat. Rosie is the giddy kitten of the group. Now let me just attempt to zoom out of here a bit. Sorry, I just have to. There we go. How handy is that? Feels so cool being able to do that. So yeah, she was a bit unwell yesterday. I don't know what she'd eaten, but she left us some very smelly deposits around the house, which was most lovely. And yes, not very nice to wake up to, I have to say. But you know, the poor little thing. Felt so bad for her. So what should we? What do you think? Should we go for a bright colour? Should we go for green? I feel like there's too much green if we go for green, but. And then today, you know, just to keep us on our toes, she's brought us two little chicks home, which makes us both very, very sad because poor little chicks. I'm going to attempt to do this through my smaller die cutting machine, and we'll try doing the green, because it does coordinate with our lovely green grass, doesn't it? The other alternative was going to be to do maybe like an orange, would have been nice. Oh, come on. Is this going to go through? I think it might just. So let's pop that in there. What I might do is I might cut this a couple of times, or even with some foam potentially, so that I can raise it up. So let's tap these out of there. There we go. So we're going to have paper. How cute. Oh, do you know what? I feel like I need some blue. I need blue, don't I? Really cool, like, yes, I need blue. I need a deeper blue. But that looks really cute. That looks really nice. I do like that very much. So I did have some blue cardstock out, didn't I? And I do like this blue. I think this is our bluebird. Let me see. So we've got lime zest that we're already using, and then yeah, the bluebird is a great colour. So what I'm thinking here is, do I cut it all out of the bluebird or just have the hugs? And we have paper in green. Ooh, I think I'm going to do it all, and then we can work it out afterwards. And the thing is, I can use, have I got a big enough piece in here in my scraps? Yes, yes we do. So I'm just going to make sure all my little green bits have popped out, and then I'm going to pop this on here, and I'm just going to use my scissors to cut this down so that it'll go through my smaller machine. And then we can either cut some more shapes out using the same colour, or we can use just some, back it with some just some scraps of white. Oh, that was tough to go through, that one. Oof. Thick cardstock maybe. So let's try this again. Oh, my little pig's gone for a dance. Come back here. I like the idea of maybe doing it around the sun. That looks cute, doesn't it? I haven't thought about doing that before, but maybe that could work. Oh yeah, I like that. I do like that. And we could just have the one little critter rather than the two. He could be cycling by. That's quite cute, isn't it? That is quite cute. Okay, so let's try the blue idea. Because it doesn't matter that he's covering up a little bit of that design, because you can still tell what the word is going to say. So the hugs could go like this, and the H isn't really in the middle, is it? Like I did it. Come on, there we go. you've got hugs. The blue is looking good. The blue is definitely floating my boat. Just stands out a bit more, doesn't it? Paper. So we could do the paper straight, like so, and then the hugs on a little bit of a curve, and our little guy. I like that. Yes. Sorry, Guy. You might be. I mean, we might be able to fit you both on, but I think it just keeps the balance with the little guy in the middle. So. Excellent. So if we back this with green, will the green show through? Or do I want to keep the green? I don't think it'll show through, so I think we'll use that because we might as well. But I'll see if I've got a bit more blue to back the rest of our sentiment. They all look like smaller pieces, which is annoying. Maybe we just use a not an exact colour blue, but still blue, because we don't really need it to be exactly the same colour. It's just as a bit of a extra reinforcement. None of my pieces are quite the right size. So what about this blue? This is quite a good blue. That one is pretty much exactly the right size, so we'll try that one. All the different colours. But all we're doing is using this to back up just to give a bit of strength to our letters. So you won't really see it, but it'll be better that it's coloured rather than it being stark white in the background, just in case you do kind of see it from the side view. So this is going to create as a nice little multicoloured look, but I don't think you'll see it, if I'm honest. So this is going to be our bottom layer. It's a little bit off kilter, but I think it's got all of the letters pretty much. There we go. Put those bits out, and that's that. Okay. So now the bit that we just need to piece this all together. And thank you, if you have managed to watch bits of this and you've stayed with me, because that's awesome. So I know it's been a bit hit and miss, hasn't it? But you have to try these things, and that's how we get better and how we improve. So any feedback is much appreciated, as always. So let's line up our letters here, and I'm going to just grab some of my liquid glue. So I've also not quite got used to where everything is around me either now, because I've had to move a few things around so that I can fit my video camera above my head. So I'm actually working on my video camera rather than on my phone, which is what I normally do when we do a Facebook Live. I'm normally filming from my phone, but I have had this video camera for a little while, and I bought it for this very purpose, and it's just been sat on a shelf waiting to be debuted. So this is that very debut, and so far I think it's doing okay. The sound wasn't the best to begin with, but hopefully we've fixed that. So yeah, do let me know what your thoughts are, and I will be reviewing this after the event. So we're live now, but it will be available for replay, providing it isn't too horrendous when I play it back, because if the sound is still the same and not great, then I may have to abort the replay, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's not been as bad since I made the corrections and changed my microphone over. So yes, what happened to my G? There she is. And so now we're starting to get a little bit more depth and dimension to our letters, and they're getting a little bit more rigid, which is good. That just means then that we've got a bit more, you know, instead of having to use foam pads or anything like that, we're now able to get a bit of dimension just purely through adding layers. So the final layer is going to be the colour on top that we want to see. So again, just adding a nice thin layer of glue, and this is a precision tip glue, so that helps me get the right amount, but it is almost done, so I'm having to keep it tipped up right so that all my glue collects at the bottom, or at the top should I say. And then you can see now that we have got that nice little bit of dimension there, and they already are much sturdier than these on individual layers. So they will be nice to attach to our background. And the final R goes on there. Excellent. They look really cute. And then the hugs. So this is probably the bit that, you know, it's a little bit labour intensive, but it's worth the effort because it does look so good. And like I say, it's probably the easiest way of adding a bit of dimension. So the H goes on there, and I'm making sure that I line these up really well so that you don't actually see those colours behind, if I can help it, because we have used multicoloured cardstock in the background. But it just seemed silly to waste the die cut that we'd already done, didn't it? So there we go. So I kind of wish that I'd had more faith in myself and I'd let people know that we were here because that would have been good. But next time. So let's assemble. Crafters assemble. So I've got a few little die cut shavings that have landed on my background here. So let me just see if I want to just cut down because this panel is just slightly smaller than our card base. So I am going to cut this down ever so slightly, and I'm thinking, do I adhere it first? It's literally a few millimeters off each end, isn't it? And I love my tonic trimmer for doing stuff like this because it is it's so precise. So I am just going to remove that, and we'll take that tiny little bit off that end and a tiny little bit off that end. And that's perfect. I mean, I'm not, as you'll know, if you've watched me before, I don't really do measuring. So I haven't measured that. I just rather just line up this cardstock and kind of hope for the best, really. So some glue around there. I'm not going to add any dimension to my sunray. I'm also, you know, one of the things that I love about this sunray is that you could use it as the topper of a shaker card, which I think would look really, really cool against this background. So I've used my liquid glue just so that I've got a bit of time to finagle that into place. I don't know what word it is that I've just used there. I don't think I've ever used the word finagle. So I've got a curved bottom. I've got a bit of a curved bottom, and I don't want a curved bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it to the bottom of my my card base here, but then I'm going to trim it from behind. I think is probably the best thing to do. So I don't get glue everywhere, and like I say, I'm running out of a bit of glue here, but I am just going to add glue directly to my card base here, and then I'm going to line that up where I want it. And I don't want it to be too high because obviously we need our little character to sit on it, but then we also need space for our sentiment, don't we? So I don't need too much of the grass along the bottom. So you can see now I've got an overhang. So I'm going to take my scissors. Can you believe it's been an hour already, guys? This was meant to be a quick card. This is quick for me. Right, trim that off. So much easier to do that from the back, and you can see now we've got a nice clean layer of grass there. And then the next stage, I think, is to add this to my card base. And again, there's enough dimension here because we've got enough layers going on that we don't need to give this any more depth by adding any foam pads to this background, I don't think. So hoping that I've got just enough glue in this bottle here. So let's just tip that up so that and then we can just pop that on there. It's going to have a little border. What I might do is I might just trim that ever so slightly because we don't need that. So trimmer comes back. Oh, do you guys ever have those days or weeks where you just seem to be super clumsy? I mean, Aunt just doesn't get it. I think it's a girl thing, you know, that every so often we do have days where we're super clumsy. I know I do anyway. And I don't want to speak for the rest of you, obviously, but it definitely seems to be affecting me at the moment. I'm being a bit clumsy. So, oh, this is gonna look so cute. So, we're gonna have hugs around the sunshine. I mean, I can't believe I didn't think of this before. Isn't that cute? Going around there. Yeah. And then he fits perfectly. Right, so let's see if we can line this up. I'm going to do the S first. And pop that there. So I'm trying to keep those kind of in equal places. So we'll do the H and the S, and then we know that they're pretty much where they're supposed to be. So they're overlapping the little lines here, and then the G and the U will sit in between them snugly, which is good. It does feel very dark now, doesn't it, the picture, which is such a shame. I hope I can fix my light. That might be my next job this evening. Seeing as I've been successful in fixing this, I now need to ride on the back of that success and see if I can, can fix my other issues. Right, so what do we think? Just while these are still a little bit not quite dry, I can move them around a little bit just so that, yeah, I like that. I just need that one to be a little bit more that way. I think that works, so that they're fanning out. So my P is my central letter here, so that really needs to be in the middle, I feel, and then we can work outward from the P. So paper, hooks. So my A is just touching the top of my U there. So I'm just going to see if this is still manoeuvrable. Pull that down a little bit. And that means my G is going to have to come down a little. Which seems a little bit more stuck, so I might not push my luck on that one. But yeah, I don't want it to hit the top of the P there. But to be fair, there looks like there's enough clearance with the G anyway, so how does that look? Sorry if my hand was all over that. So these are going to be resting a little bit on that top piece, as well as on the sunray die cut as well. So hopefully that will be enough to support it, rather than me needing to add any more layers on the bottom half. So I don't think we need to do that. And because we've added the extra layers to the letters, it has given us that little bit of rigidity as well, which means that they are supporting themselves really quite well. And I'm lining them up right with the top of my card so that they fit on really nicely. And that one can just pop there. Maybe out a little bit, and then they look fairly even. I've not done a bad job there of making that even, I don't think. So now for our little speak to me, our little piglet. I need to find some of my foam pads, because we are going to give him a bit of dimension, I think. I think he deserves a little bit of dimension, so I've got some foam pads here. We'll add those. Well, in fact, I probably just need this one. And then I can add him to the middle there, scooting along. Use my Jelly Roll pen here to add some highlights to bits of the scooter itself, which is cute. I love adding a few highlights, it makes it for me. And then I do also enjoy adding a little bit of black glaze pen, normally to eyes, but you can also do that to define his little nostrils, which I think is cute. So we could leave it at that, most definitely, but I feel like we could probably do with a few like little embellishments around the place. So I do have, oh, these are cute. So I've got some of these Spring Bloom little clay pieces, and they come in all these different rainbow of colours. And I think maybe just we could dot a few of these around in some different colours, just to add a little bit of brightness in there. That's cute. A little white one maybe just there. I don't want them to be too symmetrical. That's for sure. Let's see, maybe a blue one could be down here. And that one's up there. So I've got 6, so I need an extra one, a pink one, and a little pink one on the hooks or on the actual sun ray. I think that looks quite cute. Quite happy with that. What do we think? Yeah, I like that as a bit of a placement. So again, I can use my liquid glue, or you could use your glossy accents perhaps. But I really love these little clay bits. Just stick to my my quick squeeze tool a bit too much. So you might just need to give them a couple of seconds to really grab onto our glue there. But these are really sweet. And this sentiment is one of my favourites, and this is a really cool way of using it in a different way. It's become the focal point of our card, and it's really bright and fresh. I love it. Oops. Stick down. So the next trick is to try and get my face on screen, which would be really cool. And I'm wondering if that might be what's kind of, yeah, I wonder if that's where the double audio was coming from, because I did have my face on screen as well when I first set this up, but I think I've covered it up with yeah, that's better. So I think that was possibly what's happened, is that I'd still got that open on screen, and obviously then it was still recording my audio, so my audio was duplicated and echoing pretty bad. That's not going to fit on there, is it? So yeah, that's, you know, it's all a learning curve. Every day is a school day, as they say, and I am going to perfect this most definitely over the course of just trying different things out. So like I say, my light situation is my next job as well, I think. And then we can possibly add my face view as well, which, you know, I don't know how much you guys want to see my face. But let's have a little zoomy zoom in to our final card, and isn't that cute? I love him. He's really cute. That's really quite adorable. So if you're watching, like I say, if you're watching on replay, then amazing. If you're with me now and you're watching now, then I hope this has been okay for you to watch. You know, if you want to give me a quick hello before I sign off, then you know, that would be awesome. Thank you so much for watching. It's been amazing. Let me just have a quick look at the screen. Looks like yeah, it looks like it's been able to keep up with me, which is great. So I just hope that the sound hasn't been too horrendous for you. And that's the project for today. We will be back live on Facebook on Thursday. If I'd managed to get time to do another test, and hopefully improve on today's performance, then I will do that perhaps beforehand, if not certainly over the next week or so. But we will be back to our usual time slot on Facebook at 8 o'clock this Thursday evening. The sale that we've got running at the moment, where you can get 30% off all of the dies, the standalone dies that I've shown you in the demo today, runs until midnight UK time tonight. So if you haven't already seen it and you haven't already picked up your bargain, then go grab your dies now while they're still on sale. And I'll see you again really soon. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you. It's been awesome. And I'll see you again really soon. Bye now.